really don't know where to start or how to talk to you about this, but I'm very concerned about your boys. They are wild. Have you ever thought about bringing them to see a psychologist or a professional? I think your boys really have problems.
I don't think so. Why do you think they have problems or need to see a psychologist? What's worrying you?
Well, the boys have come over here, to play with my girls, and they just don't act right. And maybe they don't act right because you and your husband are deaf. I don't know. But the boys, they don't interact appropriately with my girls. And I don't want to say that they can't come over here anymore, but it just seems like they act silly and kind of immature, and they throw things, and they just seem out of control to me.
Don't think about the deaf background. In what way do you think that my boys are acting with your girls? Can you describe it to me, please?
Well, I really didn't want to have to tell you this, but when they play, they are trying to get my girls to, raise their shirts up, and they want to go into the bathroom with them, and I just don't think that is the right way for boys to behave with my girls. Don't you think that sounds like they need to go see a professional?
Well, the first thing that you said about what the girls are doing around the boys and what are their responses. I do agree with that situation. That's not appropriate. But what, are you in the house, or are you out and about doing other things? Are you supervising them, or what are you doing?
Well, of course I'm in the house. I don't just leave my children unsupervised. I don't really appreciate the fact that you would insinuate that I wouldn't supervise my children.
But why? What are you telling? Can't you tell my boys that they're acting in an inappropriate way and let them know what the right way is to approach the girls? I think we need to help each other because we're both moms and we're separated all the time, and we need to help the kids play together, and we need to help each other out and help the boys act appropriately and let them know what they're doing is wrong.
I really don't think that it's my responsibility to have to train your boys what's right or wrong. I think that's your job. I will train my girls what's right, but I don't intend to become your boy's teacher. I'm sorry.
But when they're in your house, that is your responsibility. If they need to follow your rules, and you need to be able to tell them what's wrong. And if they're in my house, then it's under my rules. And we need to tell them what's appropriate if in your house and my house. They need to follow the rules and respect you.
When my girls come to your house, do they act wild and out of control? No, my girls are well-behaved children.
No, that's not true. Your daughters have been wild in my house. Believe it or not.
No. I know how my girls are, and I've seen them. I think it is your boys and something that is going on in your home that is a problem.
No, my boys are doing fine in my house. They follow all the rules and they behave just fine. Sometimes they'll be a little bit wild and crazy when they have friends over, but that's normal. But your girls are wild in my house. And I allow them some things in some situations, but your girls do behave wildly sometimes at my house.
Well, I want your children to be able to come over here and play. What do you think that we should do so that my girls, if they're being wild at your house, or if your boys are being wild at my house, what can we do to solve this problem? Because I don't want to ban your children from coming to my home.
I would suggest that all of us have a meeting together, maybe a meal or do something fun together. And then we can go ahead and talk about what's right and wrong in both of our houses. And also when they're not in our houses, we need to set some boundaries for them and see what their response is. And then we can set up some ground rules for all of them to follow. And then if we see that if they're following the rules, we need to know what their opinions are and what they're thinking.
That sounds like a good idea to me. I'm willing to try that to see if that will work. I'm really sorry that I was upset with you, but this situation was really upsetting to me, and I didn't really know, how to handle it or what to do. So I'm sorry I got kind of, upset with you.
It's okay. I understand. I'm glad that you let me know what's happening, and please let me know if the behavior continues as well.
Why don't we have like a barbecue next weekend? We can do it at your house or my house, which would be better.